Yo, 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 hello, hello. It has been a very long while. Hi. It has been a very long while since I have been back on this channel making videos. A lot of things have been happening in my life. I thought I sit down because, well, I can't sleep. That's the main thing. A lot of things have changed in my life. The last video I created was about a few months ago, and then after that, I technically went really, really busy. This entire year has been a whole journey and experience, something that I never really planned for. The general plan was I want to get out of my comfort zone. And I did, to the point where it became very, I wouldn't say not manageable. I would just say that it was tough. It was a very hard experience. And in the midst of that, lost myself, found myself, got a bit confused, got clarity, got new directions, new wants, and a bit bored. And also, again, very lost. So I'm at a stage in my life right now where I feel anything that I do in life is possible. Anything that we put our mind to is possible, because everything starts with an idea, a thought. It all starts with a thought, and you can achieve something. This year, all that thought was put into reality and then broken into many pieces, because I started to realize that, hey, this is not me. This is not who I am, and this is not what I want to do. One example of that was at the start of the year, I was thinking, hey, let me start this business, this small business. So I transitioned from a freelance videographer to a guy trying to start a media business. But I started to realize for myself that while making the money is cool, I didn't really like that process of, numbers and all that kind of thing. The nitty-gritty stuff in business. I found it more fulfilling to make actual nice things. But later on in the year, I started to have this conflict of interests within myself, this cognitive dissonance, two separate values that I was both accepting for myself. One was I need to make good art. The other one was as long as it worked, then I could just let it go out. Essentially bad art, you know what I mean? And those two were conflicting because along the way, I was given projects which were very high value in art. They were very thought provoking, and I was taking them like any other project. And that's when I started to realize that, hey, am I trying to be this artist, or am I trying to be this businessman? And where is my heart really? Moving on to something along that line, my whole fitness journey became from powerlifting to strongman to marathon running. It was all 5 days a week, 5 days, 6 days a week, eating right, doing this, doing that kind of thing. And while that took up a lot of my time, the parallel between me, business and art versus me and fitness was that while I was training for the marathon, half marathon, when you're watching this video, I still have not completed the half marathon. It's 2 weeks from now. Yeah. When I was doing the half marathon, I thought to myself, like, would you ask me to run for fun? I'm like, no, not really. You ask me to run for fitness? Probably. I think yes, because I kind of like running now. But if you would have asked me to do it as a hobby, to really put my whole mind into it, there were multiple times on each training session of the runs, especially the long runs, because you're going more than 1 hour, 30 minutes to 2 hours, slow on hills, that kind of thing. And as you know, Kenridge, the place which I normally film my videos, because that's a very chill spot, that gave me a lot of time to think, because I was running very slow. I thought to myself that I could just stop at any point in time. I did not want to continue because it's not really something that I do, and that's what getting outside your comfort zone is. Because when you get outside your comfort zone, you are going into a space where it's not really locked into you. It's not really a part of you. You don't find comfort in it. That's why it's called outside the comfort zone. So yeah, the running, thought to myself, will I continue this in the future? Trying to hit goals of a full marathon or a ultra marathon, or a triathlon. And I thought, no, that's not me. That's not me. Because there are some people who still, no, I wouldn't say some people. Some of my friends have looked at my account, my Instagram, and they thought that I was going into my running era and I was going to become this runner from now on. And I'm like, no, it's something that I thought that was hard. That's why I decided to do it in the first place. And well, will I be able to run the 21 km 2 weeks from now? I think yes. I will be able to complete it. And yeah, it is what it is. It showed me that I can get through something, I can achieve something. It'll take a long time, but all the other humanly things, like the medal at the end, really doesn't matter to me. I'm not really fulfilled by medals anymore. I saw the parallels in running a marathon, and I thought to myself, do I really want to be this guy? And I was like, no, that's not me. So this whole entire year was a point of elimination of probably, yeah, next year I still dedicated my time to like make a business, but I don't think I'll be doing it that way, the very generic way of how everyone tells you to start a business. You go out there, cold emails and that kind of thing. Because there are other parts of my life where I start to break that limiting belief and figured out that, I can actually do anything that I want. In this day and age, you can just make a lot of videos, put it on YouTube, and you can grow an audience. And this key set of audiences, you guys basically will come along the ride because they vibe with you. And I've seen so many examples of that happening. And I thought, like, I don't have to be like the old times where you have to go through all the proper steps to start a business. It's like, that's one way. There are many other ways. Do I want to be this guy? Do I want to be this guy for the rest of my life? That was the biggest, I guess, milestone of coming to a thought of thinking that probably I don't want to be this guy for the rest of my life. I want to be something else. I want to go try something else. I'm only 28, going to 29 in March, which is 6 months from now. So I guess 28 and a half. And I'm going to reach my 30s. I'm at a stage in my life where I am very blessed to be able to have this time to think. A lot of people jump straight into work and they essentially don't have time to think, and they're all just struggling and surviving. And I feel for myself, because I'm blessed with this privilege of being able to, have this mindset because of all the people that I'm surrounded with all the stuff that I'm surrounded with, these pieces of knowledge that I'm all surrounded with. I feel that it's my duty to hand it off to someone else who is on the same journey or have not even started the journey, to get them to become better people. And that has been my whole, thought process for this entire year. It's like, yeah, sure, I can run marathons, can do this kind of thing, but it's not meaningful enough. Sure, I can start this business, make a lot of money, have a good life for myself. It's not meaningful enough. And always comes back to me not feeling fulfilled because I'm not doing something good for the world. I've reached a stage of I need to have it meaning, not just for me, but for someone, to pass it on and make sure that person grows. And not just that person, the next generation grows. I'm a person who feels that I'd rather be a comma than a full stop. I'm quoting Coldplay. Yeah. Every tear drops a waterfall. Yeah, I always keep bringing that up. Yeah, that's the kind of person I am. And that's where I started to decide that, hey, in the coming months and going forward, I want to be doing this meaningful thing. Something that firstly means something to me. What does that mean? Something that sparks my curiosity and something that is also a little bit outside my comfort zone. And I was thinking to myself that we're going to a future where robots are taking over, AI is taking over right now. And I'm going to admit that I use AI in a lot of my stuff. During the process in the past few months, not only editing videos, but also, creating the content for other people, I've been hopping on the AI because, who is not hopping on the AI right now will want to hop on, a few years down the road. And the people who are already proficient in it can teach those people like, yo, this is how you use it. So essentially, I'm a early adopter of using AI in my workflow, and being able to teach that next time is going to be beneficial for those people who have not really hopped on it. As of right now, a lot of businesses still have not hopped on to social media or even video because they are still relying on word of mouth, email lists, and things like that. They're just very tied down to the very traditional way of doing things, which I think is not wrong. It's just very slow. Yeah, things are possible. So yeah, that context, this context, same thing. I've seen what's possible in my life, and I feel it's time to learn more and disseminate the information. That's my whole thing right now. So coming back to what I was talking about just now, this whole research project which I'm talking about, I don't think I mentioned a research project just now, but I was thinking to myself, all right, something meaningful for me, but not only just for me. I need to do it for someone else, because that's what drives me to create and to live and to do things. It's a very big thing for me. I feel very euphoric right now. I just want to say that. Yeah, so anyway, just now I was talking about robots and robots taking over. Yeah, I know. Robots taking over. Where are we going in the future? I was thinking to myself this little concept on, if everything is automated, then what will be left for me? Because while I was using all this AI to get a lot of work done, there were days where what I used to complete at late into the next morning, I have completed before 12 p.m. And at that point in time, I'm like, wow, I have a lot of time. I can do a lot of the other things that I want to. So, I start to front load all the things that I have planned, in terms of hobbies, so running and learning stuff and so on and so forth, and chilling. And I found myself a lot more time. And I was a bit scared because, wow, that took up a whole bunch of my time, and now it's getting me more efficient, which means now I have more time to myself, and having more time to myself, I'm not sure what to do with this time. There was a little bit of guilt coming out of it because I'm thinking, oh, if it's so efficient now, then I should be like adding more things to do, right? So I can have more days off. Oh, I guess that wasn't really the thought process, but I was just thinking that, I have to do more, because what I can get done this year, I can chill next year, right? Wrong mentality, but you get what I mean. So I was thinking that, okay, that's I had this time to think. So while I was having this time to think, I was going to a cafe, I had a croissant, and I was a bit scared because this reminded me of a Family Guy episode where Stewie and Brian were in the future, and Brian had to do number 2, and Stewie is like, which one? He's like, poo. He's like, all right, click a button, automated going to the toilet, automated poo removal. I was like, okay. So thinking about that concept, and me being at the cafe, I know it's a little bit like disgusting thinking about these two, like food and sorry, but thinking about that automation and me sitting there thinking about my croissant, if I could just think about it, imagine automation. I can eat the croissant without having to eat the croissant. What happens if automation gets to the point where I don't even have to experience going to a cafe anymore? And what happens if that even gets even smaller, to the point where consciousness becomes automated, where before you even think about going to a cafe to go and experience it with friends or eating something, you can get it before you even think of it. I might be going a bit too far from this, because that is something that I never say never. It might happen. Someone looked at the random trees and nature and said, like, one day we will connect each other and we have Bluetooth. Anything is possible. So I'm not rejecting it. I'm just saying that as of right now, I'm not sure about that. But I'm scared if it gets to that. Then what humanly thing is left for us? Where are we going? Where are we going? That was the scary thing for me. Just think that one day everything will be automated, robots will be taking over. And it also reminds me of the short film I did where one day I will need to collect emotions because I am trying to save the world in a way, because I'm just a little bit scared. But this fear which I'm having right now is skeptical. It's a little bit rational, because the unknown, uncertainty, where it will go, it's all logical in my books. I'm repeating words right now, which is not a good thing because it's bad for my speech. But yeah, I'm thinking, where are we going with this? So that's why I decided that the following year, and starting from now actually, I will be embarking on this research project to understand what makes us human, or at least more better human, which is the title which I have chosen. And what will be the outcome of this research project will either become a book or movie or both. The reason is, maturing as a filmmaker is no longer about gear anymore. Like, gear can get better, things can get better, editing faster right now can get better. But what is more important to me is finding that story. Finding the next story for myself, and go through this whole journey to create it and piece it together and uncover the mysteries. Sure, there might be answers out there, but I don't feel comforted at all. It seemed when I was creating my documentary, now that I'm 25, when I was in school, it was my solo documentary which I had to do for my final year project. And during that particular time, I was going through a quarterly life crisis, or a quarter life crisis, and I was thinking, I was lost. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. I just needed to find comfort. So I went to talk to all my friends, and then slowly over time, I found comfort. There were answers before that. A lot of other people who weren't really my friends out on the internet, had researchers and professionals out there saying like, 25, this is when you're supposed to get lost, and this is when you're supposed to learn, and this is when you're supposed to get out there, and so on and so forth. And I'm just thinking like, everyone's saying the same thing, but I still don't feel comforted because I don't think it's as close to me, the proximity of it, to make me feel comforted at all. The friends that I was with when I was interviewing for Now That I'm 25, and also the people that I showed it to, made me feel very at ease, because like, oh, you're lost, I'm lost, we're all lost together, therefore we, this is all part of life. And you can see it, you can feel it, you can experience it firsthand. And also, shared problems in that community. So that's how I felt very much at ease. So with this whole being human thing, I need to go through and find this story for me to feel comforted. And I know, like I said just now, that since I'm not really, the next stage of being a filmmaker is finding that story. So it's not really about gear, it's about finding that story, going to the next stage in my life, which will take many, many years. Because to write a book, you need a lot of, or at least the type of book that I want to write is non-fiction and a little bit, into the future. Into the future? Probably backwards evolution. I don't know the nitty-gritty. I just know that this is something that has been on my mind for very long, and I feel that this is my calling to do this project. What I'm looking for to do this project is really to find comfort in what I'm doing. I feel that life right now has reached a plateau, because I feel that everything is possible. I can do anything, and being able to do anything, there's so many options. And also with the conflict interference of the uncertain future, where are we going with this? If anything is possible and anything can take over, then what makes us humans? I forgot to explain what the more better human stands for. I'll probably get that into a new video. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I just decided that I would turn on the camera, film myself, and then just quick edit, upload, and just let it be. Because one, I want to update people on what I'm doing, because I'm also very excited. The other thing is that I had a lot of energy, and I still do have a lot of energy right now. Probably a little bit thirsty, which I will go grab a drink of water after this. But yeah, I'm just gonna end it off here, and I'll come back again soon. Actually, very soon. Yeah, I will give you guys a good update soon. Hope everyone's doing good. hope everyone's ready to become a more better human. That's all I have to say for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. My name is NickyAdopt, and I hope to see you guys on the next adventure.